Hello everyone, welcome to the Crystaly Recapped channel. And now you're going to hear a short review of the movie The Room. A young couple, Matt and Kate, move into a new house in upstate New York. Their new home needs to be renovated and cleaned, so the couple sets to work right away. While sorting through the junk in the kitchen, Kate finds a dead bird and decides to bury it. She goes outside to do so, but is distracted by Matt. She returns to continue her plan, but sees that the bird has mysteriously disappeared. Matt, while cleaning the house, notices something strange on the wall. He tears off the wallpaper and finds a secret door. In the pile of unnecessary things he threw out the window, he finds the key he saw earlier. Together with Kate, they open the mysterious door and notice that the lights in the house start flashing. Matt decides to call a specialist to fix the electrical problems in the house. The next day, the electrician arrives to find out the cause of the power surges. He says he's never seen this arrangement of wires before and will send an estimate later. As he leaves, he tells the couple about the previous residents who were murdered within the walls of this house many years ago. Matt then decides to find out more information about the previous owners. He finds out that the Schaefer family used to live in the house. The identity of the man suspected of their murder is still a mystery, although his pseudonym is John Doe. Matt, being an artist, decides to paint a portrait of John. Later, during a break in his work, he enters a secret room. There he finishes a bottle of strong alcohol. He says out loud that he wants to drink more, when suddenly the lights start flashing and another bottle of alcohol appears in front of him. He begins to realize that the room can grant any wish. Kate wakes up from the flashing light and decides to go into the room to check on her husband. When she enters, she sees many new things that were not in their home. Matt, excited, shows Kate a Van Gogh painting and tells her that this room can fulfill any wish. The girl does not believe the man at first, but then decides to try and makes a wish. $1,000. The lights go out, and the money appears in the room. The girl thinks that Matt has set it all up and decides to make an even bigger wish, $1 million. A light flashes on and a wad of money appears on the floor. However, Kate is very scared of what is happening and leaves the room. But Matt tries to convince his wife that they should have a good time, and Kate agrees. The next day, the couple spends together, fulfilling their dreams. At the end of the day, Kate asks how the room manages to fulfill their wishes, but Matt tells his wife not to think about it. For the next few days, the couple doesn't leave the room, ordering whatever they want. However, the fun can't last forever, and material things stop pleasing Kate because of their excess. After a while, Matt suggests that his wife try again to conceive a child. But the girl is overcome with sadness because she has already had 2 failed attempts and does not want to go through it again. She leaves the house and smokes a cigarette. Later, in the absence of her husband, Kate decides to ask for a baby in the room. When Matt finds out, he is angry with his wife because she did not warn him about her decision. The couple has a big fight. Afterwards, Matt asks Kate to take the baby back and wish it away. The couple enters the room, but in the end, they don't have the heart to give up their long-awaited child and decide to keep it. Matt, while in his art room, remembers the portrait of John Doe and decides to find more information about him. He finds out that the suspect is still alive and is in a local psychiatric hospital. Matt takes the money and drives to John's house to ask him about the house. When he arrives at the hospital, a nurse tells him that the patient hasn't been visited in 45 years, except by reporters. Matt introduces himself as a journalist and gets permission to talk to John. When he meets the killer, Matt starts asking him about the house and especially about the wish room. John tells him that he has been waiting for this day for ages. He says that it was this room that made him kill his parents. He also says that Matt and his wife must leave the house immediately because a man who can grant any wish is very dangerous. On the way, Matt stops at a gas station. He is about to pay for gas and realizes that his money has turned to ash. He hurries home and checks on the rest of his belongings. Matt realizes that he can't take the things he got out of the house because they turn to dust right away. He tries to figure out how the room makes wishes come true, but nothing works. At this time, Kate goes for a walk with the baby. Matt doesn't tell her what he found out and convinces her not to go outside, but she decides to take the baby outside anyway, and the baby starts screaming in pain. Matt comes out and sees the baby turn from a baby to a little boy. Later, Matt tells Kate that anything created in the wishing room turns to ashes outside the house. But Kate says that their child is not a thing, but a person, and she will take care of him. She even gives him a name, Shane. For the next few days, the couple raises the boy exclusively at home, explaining that he is sick and that only dangers and germs await him on the street. So Shane spends his childhood within the walls of this house. One day, Kate, picking up a parcel for Matt, forgets to lock the door behind her. The boy decides to take advantage of the situation and go outside. But Kate notices this in time and manages to save her son. To prevent Shane from getting out, she decides to board up all the windows and asks her husband to help her. That night, Kate wakes up to Shane asking to sleep next to her. The son tells his mother that he wants to be with her forever, and his mother reciprocates. But despite this, Shane still feels uneasy. For the next few days, Matt practices shooting a new gun that was delivered to him in a package. One day, on his way home, Matt sees Shane playing with a snow globe in his art studio. He asks the boy in a stern tone to leave, which causes him to accidentally drop and break the snow globe. Matt does not accept Shane as a son and treats him very coldly. That night, Shane can't sleep again, and wandering around the house, accidentally finds the wish room and enters it. The lights in the house begin to flicker, but the couple is asleep and doesn't notice. In the morning, Matt wakes up and sees a new snow globe in front of him and realizes that Shane has found the wish room. He wakes up his wife, and together they rush to find their son. Entering the room, the couple sees a forest where Shane is building a snowman. Kate is amazed that the child could make such a wish, but Matt believes that the room is dangerous, so he takes the child by the hand and leads him into the house. The couple argue about the situation and don't notice the phone ringing. Shane decides to answer it, but Matt notices and picks it up. It turns out that it is John calling. He tells them that he is a child created by the wish room. He also says that Shane will only be able to go outside safely if Kate, who made his wish, dies. John also reveals that his mother first killed his father and then made him kill her to free him. Kate overhears the conversation and then drives away in her car. Meanwhile, Matt prepares dinner for Shane. The curious boy keeps asking about life outside the house. This makes Matt very angry, and he tells his son the truth that he is not real and that he and Kate are not his parents. He also talks about the instant aging effect of being away from home and suggests that the boy check it out. But Shane does not dare and runs away to his room in terror. Later, Matt realizes his guilt toward Shane and apologizes to the boy. The son forgives his father, and he puts him to bed. Kate returns home and is happy to see her husband and son fall asleep together. Later that night, the couple makes love, and Shane looks through the open door. The boy waited until his parents fell asleep and stole the keys to the room. In the morning, the couple notices the open door and realizes that their son has gone outside. They rush downstairs to find their son, who has grown into a young man, sitting on a swing in one of the rooms holding a gun. Kate tries to calm him down, and Matt attacks Shane. After hitting Kate, she falls to the floor and loses consciousness. After a while, she comes to, and her husband tells her that he shot Shane during the fight. The girl leaves the house and, holding the ashes in her hands, begins to cry over the loss of her son. Meanwhile, the real Matt wakes up in the room where he fought with Shane. When he wakes up, he calls for his wife and notices a flashing light. He realizes that his wife is in a simulation created by Shane and tries to open the wish room. Meanwhile, Kate doesn't realize that it's not the real Matt. Later, she notices that her husband starts biting the ice from his drink, as Shane always did, and is horrified to realize that she is actually in the wish room. The real husband manages to sneak into the room and sees that Shane has created a house exactly like theirs, At this time, the son begins to pick on Kate. Matt enters the house just as Shane is picking on Kate. The boy notices Matt and prepares for a fight, and Kate, in shock, sees two versions of her husband in front of her. The man calls Kate a bee, and Shane takes her hand. The girl pushes the guy with all her might, and he falls down the stairs, losing consciousness and returning to his old self. Kate and Matt try to escape the house, but they can't because Shane is controlling the simulation. They try to get outside, but keep coming back to the same place. Eventually, the couple encounters Shane at the front door. The guy attacks Matt and kills him with a knife. He starts talking to Kate when he suddenly realizes that they are just copies of his parents. The couple returns home. Angry Shane runs after them and, once in the real house, attacks Matt. They end up on the street, and Shane, being outside the house, begins to age instantly, turning into ashes. But Kate still begins to cry over her son's death, despite the problems he brought them. A month later, the couple moves to another place. Everything is going well until Kate finds out that she is pregnant, but she is not sure who the father of the child is. Suddenly, the lights in their new apartment start flickering, and Kate thinks that maybe they are still in that wishing room. This is the end of the movie. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this.